What is up, guys? Travis Smith here. We're at Snap Fitness, and today we're gonna go through my chest workout. So we're gonna do 4 exercises. How I structure my chest workout is basically gonna do a press for the middle pec, which is the sternal head of the pectoral muscle, the upper chest, which is the clavicular head of the pectoral muscle, and then one for kind of the lower and the pec minor, which is like underneath your pec basically. So gonna start with just some warm-ups, do some cable flies, get blood moving. And really do any damage to the muscle, just getting blood in there, making everything feel good, make my shoulders feel good before I get into the presses. And it also helps just to activate your chest before you go into any of the heavier stuff for the compound movements. All right, so I worked through 3 sets of just light flies just to pump up the chest and really get a good feel for it and activate it. Now the first thing I'm going to go and do is a slight decline dumbbell press. So what I do, I don't want much, I just throw like a 25-pound plate under just to get a little bit of a decline. If you look at really any of the research that's done on it to get maximal chest activation, a slight decline has a ton of benefits. So got to give credit to Dorian Yates. He's the first person I've ever seen talk about any of this, to just a slight angle. So I didn't want to go into too much terminology with like the different heads of the chest, but basically the sternal head is your mid chest. So how you're going to train that, or at least bias it, is either doing a flat or a slight decline press. And then also you have to take note of your elbows. If you have your elbows out a little bit further from your body, that's going to put a lot more stress out here and on the middle. If you start tucking it, then you're able to get more upper chest activated. So because we're trying to hit the mid pec right now, slight decline, elbow out a little bit, and then get a bit of adduction on the way up. So I did my warm-ups on this slight decline bench, worked up to, I'm gonna try 110s. So gonna do a top set, as many as I can do, just a failure, 1 straight set, and then I'll take a break and I'll do another set after. I don't like doing like intensifiers, like drop sets or rest pauses with dumbbell stuff, just because it gets kind of risky and not really that safe to do. So just 2 straight sets and move on. All right, so we worked through the decline flies to really hit that mid pec. Now I'm gonna do something to try and target the upper pec. So I figured a lot of gyms have this incline hammer strength machine, so I'd use it just to kind of show how I set it up. So one thing, I put it about 7 for me. I'm a taller guy, but what you want to watch for is that everything is lined up and nothing's impinged. What I mean by that is if this was too high, when I come down, my elbows start bending up, and that puts all this pressure down here on your elbow. So that's gonna cause an issue. So just make sure you have it all set up correctly before you start loading weight on. So one thing I want to point out about trying to hit your upper chest, I talked a bit about the different heads earlier, but when you're trying to hit your upper chest, it really helps bias it if you keep your elbow a bit more tucked as opposed to out there. So we're pressing up in an incline and your elbows tucked. That's basically doing everything you can to try and isolate that upper chest. So you're gonna do 2 hard sets of this, do this, as many reps as I can, probably 8, take a break, hit it again.
Yeah. So I thought I'd drop down for a week and give myself a bit of a rest. So I was just hoping I needed like something to do that, because lately I can't do shoulder press at all.
Yeah.
Like I just can't find a position to go here, here, here. Like everything just, it's right here.
Is the muscle just tight, I wonder?
I stretch it and rotate it and roll it like crazy, so I thought something might help, but...
Yeah, I don't know, usually it's like a rotator cuff issue.
which it might be. I might have to like, actually, I do plan on getting it checked out to like have someone at least like watch my form and tell me what's going wrong. But until then, I just need to stretch it out. And
yeah, well, if you do a shoulder press and want me to look at it, just let me know.
Okay. I don't have anything today. But.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that's hurting you?
Not right now, there's no weight, but I can feel like it's like there's like a lot of weight on like this left side.
Okay, so one of the issues people get with shoulder press that causes those issues is you don't have the mobility, so when you come down, your elbows start like tucking back, and then they, you know, it's like that. Yeah. So as long as you can come down and keep your elbow directly under your hand, then it shouldn't cause any impingements. Yeah, so like that looks pretty good. I'd stop like right there.
I can even feel it right now where I'm getting weight.
Yeah. Yeah, well you can try rotator cuff exercises too, right? There's a few of those.
I know like I always warm up with cable like this and then I'll pull it and push it. And then I do a little like, kind of like baseball looking things.
Yeah.
And sometimes actually didn't used to have any problems, but I just don't see me it's getting worse. Probably because I'm going up weight and I'm not actually ready for the weight.
Yeah, getting strong kill shoulders. All right, so I've worked through some decline presses to hit that middle chest, incline presses to hit the upper chest. Now I like to go to dips. I do these a bit different. You'll kind of understand it in a minute. It's something I've seen John Meadows do. And basically, it's kind of a twist on conventional dips to get more of your lower outer chest and that pec minor. So one thing with this is you want to make sure your feet are out ahead of you and also that your elbows are flared way out. That's going to really smoke all down there. So that first set absolutely smoked my chest. It's so pumped, like right at the bottom. Like that pec minor, it kind of lays beneath the pec major, so you just get that big chest feeling. So I'll do 3 top sets of this, as many as I can with each, all body weight. If you're really strong, throw a chain around, you add some weight. Or if you're too weak, then grab one of those assistive machines that help you a bit. So, let's see how many we can get. All right, so after I work through all 3 sets of dips, one thing I like to do is something to try and isolate the pec minor, which is kind of tricky to do. So basically what you want to do, it's a reverse shrug, I would call it. So go down and just squeeze your chest to come up. Down, squeeze. Now, those are tough to do, so you might have trouble if you leave them till the end of your workout. I'd probably do them after a couple exercises. I do it after 3, but just take note of that. All right, so we've worked through both our presses, our dips, and that kind of dip variation to hit the pec minor. Now I always finish chest with a big stretch movement, some kind of adduction, because if you look at the function of the chest, coming out like this, totally stretched, and if you come in, you can't squeeze your pec any harder, so you need some kind of adduction movement like that really stretches it out. So, first thing to make sure this is set up at the right height is when you come together, your elbows are in line with your hands and are pretty well in line with your shoulders. Like there's no dips like that, because that's just gonna impinge your elbows. So stretch, squeeze, hard squeeze. I usually hold it for a second or 2, let it down slow. Last set of chest here. big stretch. One thing you want to notice is, even at the end of this, at the end when I'm failing, I don't break form and kind of rotate my shoulder over because that puts all that stress on your shoulder. I want to keep it on the chest, so even as many as I can with perfect form. Okay, that is it. Shot all 4 chest exercises. Did a light decline press, hit the mid pec, incline press, hit the upper pec, did some dips, kind of hit that lower outer slash pec minor, which is kind of underneath your pec major, and then finish with a good stretch, some good flies. And yeah, that was a fantastic workout. You got to try it. Probably my favorite chest workout. So anyways, Travis Smith, Supplement World, Canada, Snap Fitness Saskatoon, we are out. Just run it.
Do you have an Instagram? Thank you.
Absolutely. Got a new follower.